welcome to Wednesday edition of the SoReal Sports Podcast with your host, the CEO / owner, SoReal Studios LLC, Lamar SoReal. My partner in crime all the time, Reggie Walker. What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Tired. But that's the day in the life of us. So it is what it is. We didn't come here to be tired. I know that.
I don't know too much about that, but yeah, I can feel you when it comes to that tiredness, man. I don't know what happened to me last night, but God, I was exhausted. Like I knew I normally take my showers like around 10 o'clock and then I go to bed. But last night I was like, man, let me take a nap. I'll wake up and take a shower. I was so tired. I was like, man, let me just take a nap, bro.
I've definitely had those days before. I
forgot to acknowledge that today is all right, hump day.
You know,
we got some topics to talk about, man. We're gonna talk about some NBA, then we're gonna go to some college football, then we'll end it up with the NFL, and we give us our Thursday night football prediction, and last but not least, your segment. Right?
Sound good, man.
Sounds good. So we're about to get started, but before we begin, I want to make sure. Oh, I guess we're gonna throw in this college football game if you want. It's a Friday night game.
Nah, it's yeah, we can throw it in there.
Everybody know who we're gonna pick. I mean, why wouldn't we pick that team? All right, let's get started. Let's talk about the NBA, man. All right, in the NBA, season's about to start. Not that far away. We are not that far away when it comes to the NBA season. As a matter of fact,
it's only a few weeks.
October 3rd is the beginning of preseason.
That's
in the preseason game between the Nets and the Lakers.
That'll be fun. Ain't nobody gonna play, but
right.
it'd be fun for those who think it's gonna be something.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be a good battle between Patty Mills and Taylor Horton Tucker, if that's what you want to look at as a starters. So, I mean, hey, they do got a lot of veterans. Melo might get some minutes.
It might be a Melo sighting, you say?
Melo sighting on preseason, because that's the only sighting you're going to see. But we don't want to talk about that right now. We want to talk about who do we think is the top 5 best teams in the NBA. Sorry, I'm looking at some NFL stuff. But yeah, top 5. You don't have to put them in order because normally you don't put them in order. But give me your top 5 teams in the NBA.
All right. For obvious reasons and to continue our ongoing hashtag no excuses, I have to give that to, of course, the Nets, Bucks, and the Lakers.
Yep.
So that eliminates 3 of my spots. According to Sports Illustrated, they got the Jazz and the Suns in there. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that. Even though those both teams are good, both teams made the playoffs, both teams didn't lose nothing. Chris Paul is back in the desert. Me personally, not my strongest. What is another strong one for me is, which would be either 4 or 5, don't really matter. But the Bulls. The Bulls went heavy this offseason, and I mean heavy. They picked up Ball. They picked up DeRozan. Levine was already dominating. Got Vucevic. Bulls are climbing that chart. They should be very interesting to watch this season. I don't know if I should say best, if they could be the best of the 5, but definitely have to be paying attention to them this year. Next one will, of course, be the Miami Heat.
Mm.
They picked up Kyle Lowry. They got PJ Tucker. This is going to take the heat off of Tyler Hero and what's the other shooting guard they got?
Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson. Yeah, this is
I
gonna
know
take
him because two of my favorite Spurs players are his name.
Did you check the middle name too?
If his middle name is Ginobili, he's incredible. If his middle name is Ginobili, he's incredible.
All right. I give you that one. But yeah, man. I mean, the Heat. Let's just say. I mean, I don't expect them to be really explosive during the regular season. They weren't last year. They weren't even the year before in the bubble. But I mean, you just when playoffs come, their game elevates. Jimmy is phenomenal. He has not slowed down at all. Still kind of injury prone a little bit, but I mean, it's not like he misses significant games. It's not like 10 to 12 games at a time. It's only 3 or 4, and he's right back in there, coach watching his minutes. So I like that Miami team. They should do good in the East. But yeah, those are my top 5: Nets, Bucks, and Lakers for obvious hashtag no excuses. And I'm gonna slide the Jazz and the Heat out and put Jazz and Suns out and put the Heat and the Bulls in there.
So
and my Celtics.
So you basically got 4 out of your 5 in the East.
Yeah, I would take them. I mean, like the West really didn't make that many moves, especially the top heavy teams. So I mean, I can't say the Warriors. They're still getting there. Clay is not. I wouldn't even think Clay is 100% as of right now.
Well, he's not projected to play until December.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not looking at them. Clippers, they didn't do anything impressive. Kawhi not gonna play. Yeah, that's pretty much it on the West side. I said what I had to say about the Suns and the Jazz. I already said that. They good. Yeah, but they out of the top 5.
Right.
They can definitely squeeze in the top 10.
Okay. Well, obviously we got the top 3 right. I mean, when it comes to the Lakers, the Nets, and the Bucks, who are the defending champs, you have to put them in the top 3. I will do it in order, but I'm gonna start with number 5. To be honest with you. And at number 5, I do want to say a team that you didn't want to say. And I'm going to say the Warriors. I really feel like if Klay Thompson does come back, they do have Iggy, who made his return back to the team. And the rapport that he has with both Draymond and Steph and Klay, they could bring that back together. And plus, I actually like the fact that they still got Andrew Wiggins, in which he don't have to do much. Now he can sit there and be like the next Harrison Barnes, who pretty much, I think he was a little bit of the reason why they ended up blowing that 3-1 lead, because Harrison Barnes, he didn't do nothing that series. I mean, the whole series, he was that bad. And I believe that Andrew Wiggins is better than Harrison Barnes. So that's an upgrade. Can't say he's a KD. And then they drafted some good players. They got Moody. I like Moody. And then last year, Wiseman, even though he got hurt, that's a good big man for him. Now, only thing they need is to find out if Klay Thompson is going to have a healthy season. They have a healthy season, I can see them easily being at least in the semifinals. In the West, I can easily see them in the semifinals. Now, I'm not going to do like you did. Well, I got 2 in the East. I really got 3 because I'm gonna agree with you on that one team, and that one team is the Miami Heat, not the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls, they young, except for DeMar DeRozan, obviously, but Lonzo Ball, a Zach LaVine, a Vucevic, those still some young players. DeRozan is the only vet, and we already seen what he can do as a veteran to a young team. He just did it with the Spurs. Pretty much nothing. And I expect the same thing. Pretty much nothing this year. Now, after a year together, maybe they'll start doing better. But I got to give it to the Miami Heat. Like you stated, obviously, Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry can still put up 20 points a game. Still can give you about 6 or 7 assists per game. Still can give you about 2 or 3, 4 rebounds a game. And he is a veteran. He is known for making good shots in the playoffs. Now you got him. You ain't got to worry about messing up for Tyler Hero or Duncan Robinson, like you mentioned, because they did pick up a PJ Tucker, who just won a championship this past year. Then they still got Jimmy Butler. They still got Bam. That team is loaded. That team is loaded. And they went to the championship 2 years ago. Well, 2 years ago, because last year you would count, even though it happened this year. So I really can see the Miami Heat putting up good numbers and making a run. Now, I do want to do some honorable mention. My honorable mention is not the Celtics. I'm sorry. Y'all ain't gonna do it. The Atlanta Hawks. I can see the Atlanta Hawks being good because Atlanta Hawks was good last year. And they pretty much kept their whole entire squad. I don't see them actually dropping. And that 1 year of actually making a run gives them some more experience in the playoffs. So now they won't make the mistakes that they made last year. They'll adjust to that this year. Denver Nuggets. I don't know why people ain't mentioning the Denver Nuggets. Mainly because they can't stay healthy. Even though Jokic was your MVP. If they can get a healthy Jamal Murray, if Michael Porter Jr. can finally get that step, that next step that they need from him, I believe they can do good. I definitely believe they can do good. Honorable mention can go to the Bulls, but I'm not giving them too much props. I really don't believe in the Utah Jazz, to be honest with you. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, he is a baller, but, I mean, come on, Mike Conley's still old as hell. And Rudy Gobert, all he does is double-doubles, but it's pretty much a 12 and 10 double-double. He's not going to get better offensively. Defensively, he can't get any better than what he is now because he done won Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. So I don't see that much improvement. Now, Dallas, did they end up trading? Did they end up making a trade?
I don't remember Dallas doing anything.
Let me check. Because Dallas, they still got your boy. Yeah, they still got Porzingis. As long as they got Porzingis, they ain't going to be able to do that. So I can't put Dallas there. But let me give you my top 3, since I already mentioned my other 2. At number 3, I hate to say it, they got to go to the Milwaukee Bucks. I just don't think that the Milwaukee Bucks made any moves, even though they defended champ. And Giannis is a beast. Drew Holiday stepped his game up. And then Chris Middleton, he stepped his game up. And then they got shooters surrounding them. Well, not shooters. They got good defensive players, and they do their assignment pretty much. But compared to the 2 teams that's above them, I don't think they can handle the 2 teams above them. Number 2, shockingly to you, is the Brooklyn Nets. They do got a Kevin Durant. They do got a James Harden. They do got a Kyrie Irving. They do have a Blake Griffin. Now they picking up LaMarcus Aldridge. Hopefully he can be able to play this year. Then the biggest pickup was Patty Mills, somebody that can shoot the 3 because Joe Harris act like he can't shoot a damn lick. He definitely proved that in the playoffs. Only reason why I don't have them number 1 is we don't know what we're going to get from Kyrie. And I ain't even talking about on the court. I'm talking about off the court. Don't know if James Harden can stay healthy because that hamstring injury pretty much messed him up. So that's going to be a lingering effect for the rest of his career. And KD going to ball. But we don't know what's going to happen between Blake and LaMarcus Aldridge to help him out. And they picked up a Paul Millsap. So they didn't get any younger. So they still pretty much old. And speaking of old, the number one team is the LA Lakers. Hashtag no excuses. You got LeBron. You got AD. You got Westbrook. You got Melo. You got Dwight Howard. You got Rondo. I mean, can I continue?
No excuses.
You got a squad. You got a team that should be able to win it all. If LeBron James is still a top 10 player in the NBA, which many people believe he's still a top 10 player in the NBA, some people got him in the top 5. Anthony Davis definitely should be a top 10 player in the NBA. Only problem with him is he got to stay healthy. And Westbrook, he's Mr. Triple-Double himself, in which last year he just averaged a triple-double, and one of the reasons why that team ended up making the playoffs. No excuse. There's no excuse. You definitely upgraded this year from last year. And last year, y'all thought y'all were going to win it all. This year, you should be able to do the same. So those are my 5. We got 2 different. Now, we got 1 different. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But besides that, no excuses for the top 3. Definitely no excuses. All right. Let's move on to some college football, man. College football. Now, in college football, we definitely got the top 4 teams right now in the rankings. And that's your Alabama, Crimson Tide, Roll Tide, if you want to say.
Roll Tide.
All right, we got Georgia, Bulldogs up in there. We got Oregon, the Ducks, and we got Oklahoma, Sooners. Now, I don't want to talk about those 4 teams. As of currently, they are the 4 teams. If playoffs started right now, they will be the 4 teams in the playoffs. What I want to discuss is that the teams that are below them. And I want you to let me know, do you think it's any team or teams that has a chance of making that top 4 spot by the end of the season? And if not, then we already got our 4. So give me your team if you have it.
The only one team that I could say is the team that's sitting 3-0, but is currently at, I think, 7. Cincinnati sitting at 7.
Who's 7?
Cincinnati.
They 8.
They 8. I believe that Cincinnati could end up in that top 4.
Wow.
The only reason I'm saying that is because I'm looking at their schedule. Their schedule has remaining Notre Dame. They already have 1 convincing win, and that was last week, and you feel like Indiana was going to win. Well, they killed them. Not killed them, but they beat them. The other 2 wins of the season, they beat up on a bunch of nobodies. So I
Mary High School. Nah, Mary State, my bad.
Yeah. And I think that a good solid win against a Notre Dame team will solidify them even more. I'm looking at Texas A&M, who was another team that's 3-0, but I don't feel like looking at their schedule. They got pretty much the rest of their schedule is SEC.
Yeah, and they play.
Iowa.
Yeah,
Iowa. I could talk about Iowa. Iowa's also 3-0, but looking at their schedule, Iowa got to play Maryland. Not Maryland.
Yeah, they play Maryland.
Yeah, they play Maryland in a couple of weeks, but no. They got to go up against Penn State, who could be a tough one. They got to go up against Wisconsin, who at the middle of the season could be a very upset game. and then they finishing up against Illinois and then Nebraska. These are all teams that could possibly upset them. So I'm not picking them. Penn State ain't showed me shit. I'm surprised they 3-0 as of right now. Not to mention that they play the Ohio State in about 3 or 4 weeks. So that's going to be a game that they will definitely, I believe, lose. They also got Indiana in a couple weeks before that Ohio State game. So definitely can count them out. So I'm going with Cincinnati, man. Cincinnati's schedule looks like they could easily go undefeated, if not only lose one game. And that one game would come by way of Notre Dame. I mean, they got Temple, UCF, Navy, Tulane, Tulsa, South Florida, SMU, and East Carolina. Out of those teams, only games I see that them possibly losing is to Notre Dame. And I'm not trying to overhype Notre Dame like a lot of people are doing, but Notre Dame has been solid. Like week in, week out, they have been solid. They have been consistent. So I will give Cincinnati that edge in. I'm not gonna say who I get out right now. Oregon kind of looking sketchy. Oklahoma don't look as dominant as we've seen in the past. So yeah, one of those teams out. Not saying who. I can easily slide Cincinnati in there.
Okay. I mean,
you felt different.
Yeah, I don't like that Cincinnati because I don't like how they just played against Indiana because they was ranked. They was ranked 8, and they played an Indiana team who wasn't even ranked, and it just took towards the fourth quarter to really for them to make a comeback win. Now, it's one team that I hate to say, if they went out, automatically they should be in the top 4. But I don't think it'll happen. But according to the schedule, their schedule is strong, and all they need to do is win all their games. And they automatically should be in the top 4. And that's Michigan. I believe Michigan, if they win out, they can easily make the top 4. Because in 2 weeks, they got Wisconsin. I know they first 3 games are terrible. They play even team. But they got Wisconsin. Then they got Michigan State, who would pretty much still be ranked. Then they got a Penn State. And then last but not least, they play us. They run the table. Then they end up having to play a Wisconsin again for the Big Ten championship. Beat them again. I could easily see Michigan being in, I hate to say it, the playoffs. But that's not the team that I'm going to pick. I'm sorry. That's not the team that I'm going to pick. I'm not going to be biased. I'm not going to pick my team because I think that one loss that we suffered, that pretty much done it for us. Okay. But I will pick this one team that is in the SEC. Because I feel like the SEC will have 3 of the 4 teams in the playoffs, and it'll pretty much be a SEC Invitational. And that team,
Ole Miss,
is Ole Miss. How in the world did you know that I was about to say Ole Miss?
I got a feeling, man. Ole Miss is
Ole Miss.
They're gonna have a decent year,
even though they play y'all next.
Yeah.
And the strange thing about it, y'all play Southern Miss as a warm-up game before y'all play Ole Miss.
Texas A&M play Prairie View.
But who they play after that?
LSU.
That's the SEC. That's how y'all run. Hold on. They play Arkansas.
No, no, like the last game of the last 2 games of the season. That's what I was saying.
No, they play. That's towards the end of the season. They play Ole Miss before they play Prairie View. And they play Auburn. While the number 1 team in the nation is playing Southern Miss before they play Ole Miss. And at least y'all are playing Ole Miss, Texas A&M back to back. I can give y'all that.
Yeah, that should be good enough to get us in there, right? I mean, we're already in there, but to solidify.
Pretty much already in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks to Nick Saban. Nick Saban always find a way to get y'all in there.
If we lose 2 games, we ain't gonna get in there. I know that.
You lose 2 games, you're pretty much out.
Yeah,
I don't see that.
And how we played Florida, I honestly, if we have one more game like that, we could possibly be out.
Yeah, y'all possibly can be out. But I have a good feeling about Ole Miss. I don't know why, but I don't think they play this week, do they? They actually off this weekend. Yep. Oh, they got to bye this week because they got to prepare for y'all. That bye might make a difference. Because, like you just mentioned, y'all lose 2 games, y'all out. But that one game ain't going to hurt y'all as much. Especially if Ole Miss end up going up to the top 10 after 3 of these teams that's in the top 12 lose. Especially Notre Dame. They lose this weekend, then they drop it. Oklahoma.
That's why I said.
They struggling. And they playing against a West Virginia team who ain't bad, but I mean West Virginia they did beat Virginia Tech.
It's at the point where you got to look at West Virginia like you can't just count them out.
No, you can't count them out. And hopefully they don't do that. So shockingly, I got a Mississippi team. I have a Mississippi team that can make it. And then can't believe I got Bishop. Yeah, that's just how bad this season been for my Buckeyes, that I have to pick my arch rival in believing that they can make the playoffs.
That's crazy. Unbelievable. And a first.
Yeah, that's a first and last. Not mentioning that shit again. All right, let's go to the NFL. Tired of talking about college football now because, my team. Let's go to the NFL, in which we did talk about on Monday the 0-2 teams that can make the playoffs. Now, let's talk about the 2-0 teams that suck. How about that? 2-0 teams that suck. Right now, the 2-0 team, last teams that's unbeaten, is the Vegas Raiders, Brian's Denver Broncos, shout out to Brian, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who's in your division, the Carolina Panthers, who is also in your division, shout out to James, and the NFC West got 3 teams. They got the 49ers, the Rams, and the Cardinals. So, Rich, out of all these teams, what team is the worst? Not the best, the worst.
I'm going to go with the Panthers.
That's so disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful. It's not.
You talking about the team that beat y'all last week?
The team that beat us, yes, with 8 coaches out and players.
Yes, that team need coaches. They don't do virtual reality head coaching.
No, sir, no.
Damn, they need to put that in there.
We was bare naked on the sidelines, and having Sean do everything was just not enough.
They should have Zoom called their playbook.
It wasn't enough for me, man. It wasn't enough. They literally barely beat the Jets last week. 19-14. That's not a convincing win. It's a win, but they had to come back to win that game. It's not like they dominated like they did my Saints team, which worked heavily, Raiders, I believe the Raiders supposed to win those games that they played. I picked them against the Steelers, remember?
You did.
So, I mean, I obviously had some kind of, little faith in them. But yeah, out of those teams, I just feel like the Panthers haven't showed me enough. I don't believe. I mean, even though Sam Darnold did throw for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Was it 2? Yeah, 2 touchdowns. But Christian McCaffrey was a big factor in that game. It wasn't just it wasn't like I think DJ Moore got a touchdown too. So I just don't see that team as being complete. I never expected this out of Sam Darnold. But I just feel like those wins were unimpressive to me. Broncos wins look better than Carolina's wins. Truth be told, they played tougher teams and beat them significantly. So, that's my. They scored 17 at halftime, bro, and then 9 in the fourth quarter. That's not consistent. That's just how the game go.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out James.
So you picked the Carolina Panthers, who only scored 9 points in the second half, right?
Yeah.
And they beat a team that previously, in the previous week, held the Green Bay Packers to 3.
Previous week, we were completely and 100% healthy.
Your coaching staff was unhealthy. They had COVID.
And we had 10 players out. This week we got 8 players out.
Well, tell them to stop getting COVID. Hey, tell them to take the vaccine.
Well, you're right. Gail should have said it. Gail should have made it mandatory to where the whole team is vaccinated. Other teams did it. I think Jacksonville did it. Atlanta did it.
Atlanta did it. That was shocking.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Well, not too much because the whole state fucking got COVID. So
yeah, but it was shocking because they would rather just get their ass whooped on the field than actually take the losses by catching COVID. That's just shocking to me. All right, the team that I'm picking is in my division. Shockingly. I believe the Carolina Panthers is better than this one team that's in my division. And that's the San Francisco 49ers. And here's why. They beat a Detroit Lions team. However, they barely beat them, in which they had a huge lead against them, but ended up barely beating that team. And you just seen what the Green Bay Packers, who can only score 3 points against the Saints, end up doing to that Detroit Lions team. Even though they was at home, but still, they only scored 17 points. They allowed 33. Nope, don't like that end of that game whatsoever. And I forgot to mention that they end up scoring 14 points, well, really 15 points to make it 33 in under 2 minutes. Let's go to the week last week in which Jimmy Garoppolo didn't throw for over 200 yards. The running back didn't rush for over 50 yards. And they won that game basically because the defense played well enough to prevent Jalen Hurts from actually having a good game. Because he didn't throw a single touchdown. He ran the ball 10 times. So obviously the running game was pretty bad. And they struggled to win that game. They only won 17-11. Their defense is good. I don't know what their offense can do. And I really don't believe in their offense. I'm at the point where I believe more in Sam Darnold than I do on Jimmy G. I believe way more in Christian McCaffrey than I believe in who they running back now? Duke Johnson. Did they end up getting Duke Johnson?
Man.
Did Adrian Peterson decide that he wanted to come back and run for them?
Tim Tebow available.
Tim Tebow is available. Tim Tebow, you want to change another position? You want to go from tight end to a running back? You want to be on the field? It's your opportunity. But
somebody call Tebow.
Huh?
Somebody call Tebow.
Yeah, somebody call Tebow. Hell, the way T.O. talking, hell, he might want to change it to a running back because he want to get on the field. His old ass. I think he's 44. He's still talking about getting on the field. He's been shaming himself. And to be honest with you, the next game that they finna play compared to what the Panthers finna play, they gonna lose before the Panthers do. So that's the reason why I got them as the worst team. Because they finna lose this Sunday in my eye. But we'll talk more about that on Muscle Shirt Friday. But what we finna talk about now is the Thursday night game, in which you do have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Houston Texans. Now, Reggie, this game right here, they got Carolina as a -8. In this game, you got Denzel Mims making his first start of his career.
It's Davis Mills.
I don't know why I keep saying Denzel.
I don't know.
Sorry, Denzel Washington. I'm keep disrespecting your name. Davis Mills. That sounds more accurate because he's gonna be trained. Reggie, who you got in this game tomorrow night?
Panthers 3-0.
What?
Yep, Panthers 3-0.
So so James gonna be 3-0.
I mean, if you beat the Jets and you somehow end up beating a torn down, tattered New Orleans Saints team.
Hey, is y'all gonna be able to play this Sunday as torn down as y'all is? Huh? Is Bill Belichick gonna finish y'all off since y'all so torn down? Well, Reggie, I have to agree. I do have the Panthers winning this game, and I actually got them covered.
Did you watch the Saints game?
No, I didn't watch the Saints game. Didn't need to. I was looking at my phone, and I kept seeing Sam Darnold touchdown. That's all I kept seeing. Sam Darnold touchdown. I was like, oh, hell. Sam Darnold killing for me in fantasy.
What I need you to do is look at the penalties in that game.
I need to look at the penalties right quick.
Yeah, because Carolina was at home. Look at the penalties.
So they cheated now.
I actually saw the head ref laugh before he made a call. He laughed.
They cheated. Oh, they cheated now. Let me look at the penalty.
It was terrible, man.
Y'all had 11 penalties for 150.
You feel me? You feel me? Come on, bro. I didn't even want to mention that. I didn't. But think about that, man. You can't win a game like that.
Running back had these numbers. He had an incredible ass game. This nigga averaged 10 yards per penalty.
More. Shit.
Damn. Woo.
That's what I'm saying.
They had 5 for 49 though.
You can't win a game like that. Christian McCaffrey only had 74 yards rushing. So I mean, like, come on.
Jameis Winston had more rushing yards than your running backs, and he ended up with 19.
Kamara sucked that game. He sucked.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. So
yeah,
I already know who you're gonna pick for this weekend's game. We'll talk about that on Muscle Shirt Friday. All right, let's move on to this college football game because we will be doing Muscle Shirt Friday when this comes on. UNLV taking on Fresno State. Who you got?
I got old Fresno State.
Yeah, I got Fresno State. All right, that does it. All right, we are done with those picks. Now, Reggie, it's your time. It is time for Reggie Segment. Have it. Got it.
All right.
The floor is yours.
This is not going to be a long topic at all. I just want to bring it up. Wasn't talked about, just like a lot of other things aren't talked about. But I was going to go towards the Ben Simmons thing. Then I said, nope. It's not basketball season quite yet. Let's wait. I hold off on talking about him and how foolish he's being. But what I am going to say is that on Sunday, in preseason, we saw fans getting fights at stadiums. On Sunday, we saw 2 Cowboy fans get to fighting outside of SoFi Arena Stadium. And if you haven't seen it, you should go check it out. This is fucking hilarious, and I think that it needs to be checked on a little more. Of course, you know I love sports. I know you love sports. I don't think I would ever have to help you in a fight when talking about sports, or vice versa, because I don't think it gets that fucking serious. It's just no way that I can let somebody get under my skin about a team. You know, if you put your hands on me, that's one thing. If you know, disrespect my family or something, that's something else. You talking shit about my team that's really nothing. I can talk shit about your team, you can talk shit about my team. At the end of the day, that team not doing nothing for me besides either winning or losing. But yeah, I just think that it should be security should step up a lot more in these situations. If you saw the one at the Cowboy game inside the stadium on last week, it just lets you know that like Cowboys are just geared for failure. You lose a game and you want to fight. It's this time you fuck around and win a game off the same leg that lost the last game, and now you're in the parking lot fighting another Cowboy. If I can see if you were fighting a Charger, you were fighting Cowboys. Like, you idiots. How backwards are y'all? That's really like all I got to say, because I see you checking the video out now. I just I thought that everybody should know about that. And if y'all don't, just go and Google it. It's out there. Cowboys and Chargers fight in the parking lot of SoFi Stadium. That's all I got, man.
The way he pushed that dude in the water. Oh man. The way he pushed it. I'm trying to check, see like what. Okay. At first he looked like he was about to get jumped. And then it was this black girl trying to, I guess she was trying to make sure they didn't fight. But dude started pushing the hell out of her, and then he just ended up throwing his ass in the water. He got in the water too. Then it seemed like they went from fighting to being like, okay, we done, man. Let's get up and get up out of here.
It was the stupidest thing
it's like
ever.
It was a baptismal. It's like a baptism. It's like once both of them got baptized, they put away their sinnish ways and decided to help each other get out the water. They just got through fighting to get in the water.
It was Sunday, so it may have been holified.
Yeah, some holy water down there in SoFi.
That's what cleared it up.
Yeah.
I just thought that it should be brought to everyone's attention that this stuff like this it can't happen. Like it's been every fight that I've seen either inside the stadium or outside of the stadium this season has led to somebody being fucked up, like bloody, and security wasn't able to step in enough time. Now, should security be more beefed up? Possibly so. Should fans just stop being so fucking careless and stupid? Definitely so. So that's all.
They be drunk, man. That's why.
Daytime
drinking is crazy.
Daytime drinking is fun, but I'm not finna go fight nobody for talking shit about my team. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not set up like that, bro. No.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. They look like some tequila drink.
I'm drinking that right now. And I don't care how much shit you talk about Alabama. I ain't gonna say nothing but talk shit about your Ohio State.
Yeah. Wait till your wife sit there and talk about them saying.
She ain't said nothing.
Yeah, I bet. She ain't gonna say nothing.
All right. Her team won.
Yeah, her team won. All right. So you already know what we got going on this Friday. Muscle Shirt Friday, indeed, in which we will be making our picks, our predictions on. We got UFC this Friday.
We do have UFC Saturday, yes.
What is Saturday?
It's a good one too, man. Good card.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, I like that one. We got that. We got baseball series picks. We got college football, in which I like a couple of these games in college football. I don't know why. Well, I'll talk about that when we get off of this. But somebody made the schedule, and it was a terrible schedule. And then last but not least, we got NFL and the 3-bet challenge. So we gonna see y'all on Friday with our muscle shirt. What happened?
I don't know. I'm hearing excessive something, but I don't know. Maybe it's me, maybe it's you. I don't know. Maybe it's a ghost.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Well, we gonna see y'all on Muscle Shirt Friday. Like always, we give you our salute. We see y'all on Friday.
We out.
We out.